Welcome to another episode of the Power Hour. It's a special edition this week as it is Thanksgiving. So it's our annual Thanksgiving episode. I'm Steve, of course, and that is the urban sensation C Red, the icon. Hello, Red.
What up, though?
And joining us tonight is none other than SCW's finest, the squared circle Psychopath. This is Chris Ward. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Great, Steve. How are you?
Oh my God. It's Thanksgiving week. It's we're celebrating. We're thankful for all that we have, and we're not too worried about what we don't have. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men, lots of turkey, etc., etc. Before we get into the task at hand, and we've got many things to discuss tonight, let's take a moment. I'm interested to hear what you guys do to celebrate Thanksgiving, if anything. I know everybody has a different way they like to celebrate. Some do it big with family, some do it small, some don't do it at all. So I'm going to start with the urban sensation, my partner, who has a very large family, extended and otherwise. What is a typical Thanksgiving like in the house of Mama and C Red?
It's no longer typical. Since Daddy Red ain't around no more, it's not like it used to be, so
it's a tough time of year for a lot of people, a lot of people that
try to get by.
Yeah.
You just try to get through it. And for me, it's difficult because that was the one time, you kind of miss hearing his super long prayer and him making the turkey, and so you just it's things like that you miss. So I mean, I don't ever think Thanksgiving will be the same. I try, if nothing else, I try to spend it with family, but I usually try to get that part done and over with, just because the hurt of missing him, plays a big part. So it's either, it's easier to put my mind elsewhere. So whether it's football or watching a movie, I try to just take my mind off it. It's an actual holiday, so.
Yeah. And you know what? You're not alone, C Red. A lot of people have to deal with missed loved ones at this time of year. So it can be very bittersweet. And, putting it out of your mind with football and movies or whatever you need to do is often a way to deal with it. And we'll talk about both football and movies on this show. And I'll be interested to get your thoughts on both of them. You have children. Do you see the children this time of year? Do you find that you see them more or less?
They're grown, so
you got lots of grandbabies out there.
Yeah, but that's when they, they've got their own lives. So I can't, do I see them? 9 times out of 10 I do. But I'm one of those parents that understands,
Sure.
They want to spend time with their mom, or in that side of the family, or, their significant other's family, they got to, go do that, so it's like, okay, just send me a text, hey, if you call, great, I've got 2 children that live out of state now, so it is what it is, so I make the best of it.
You are a chef type person because I see on social media you grilling things all the time. What is the perfect plate for C Red on a Thanksgiving day? Well, if you could have whatever you could get anything you want. What's on C Red's plate?
My plate never changes. It doesn't matter the holiday. Ham, mac and cheese, and potato salad. And I know that's a
staple.
Yeah, but when you think about the carbs,
well, yeah, you're eating clean now, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, so I mean,
hey, we all get a cheat day.
So
Everybody
I
gets a
was
cheat day on
so I was
Thanksgiving.
told I can't, just enjoy myself on Thursday, and I will.
Everybody gets a cheat day.
But then I got to go right back to it,
Right
which
no
is the
leftovers.
crazy part.
Here's the funny part.
Go back to it on Friday, but then I've got to use Sunday as a cheat day because of the show. So,
long holiday weekend in the world of the urban sensation, indeed. Chris, how about you? How does Chris and his family? I know you have a kid. I know you have a wife. What do the Squared Circle Psychopath family do on a Thanksgiving holiday? Spend it in Bellevue, perhaps?
No, actually, I get to go home and be with my wife, my daughter. We go over to my in-laws.
Put your mouth closer to the speaker.
Okay.
There we go. That a boy.
Okay. We just go over to my in-laws this year, and with the pandemic last year, we weren't really able to see like any of our families. So I just made a turkey last year, and I'm going to do it again this year, actually. So I'm actually looking forward to that.
So you guys, obviously the pandemic's been hard on everybody. It's made things very disjointed over the last couple of years. Is this the normal thing you do? You go to the in-laws? Any traditions there?
Before the pandemic, yeah, we went over to her uncle or her aunt's house for Thanksgiving, depending on the year, and then we just started something new at home for Thanksgiving. Like I have her mom and my brothers-in-law, her grandparents coming over, my mom, and yeah, I'm just gonna cook Thanksgiving dinner on Friday. So I got double the turkey coming.
Double turkey. Hey, that's never a bad thing. And turkey, if you eat it in and of itself, is pretty approved from a clean standpoint. So you can keep that girlish figure. What is the Psychopath plate? The Squared Circle Psycho. You have the go-to stuff. Ren's got his ham, his mac and cheese, and his potato salad. What about you?
I get almost everything. Turkey, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, just everything. Ton of stuffing. I don't know why, but I love stuffing. That's a go-to.
I hate sweet potatoes, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense because I love regular potatoes in every form or fashion, but sweet potatoes, yams, I can't even smell them without making me nauseous. And like I said, my family, we go to my my wife's family's house, and they have a spread usually, and it changes year to year. And they have all kinds of crazy stuff, and I'll sample goods. But when I see the sweet potatoes, like, hey, get some sweet potatoes, I'm like, hey, there are marshmallows on the sweet potatoes. Well, you can scoop off a marshmallow, but I ain't eating stuff underneath it. I don't know why. Why do you think I have an aversion, C-Red, to sweet potatoes?
Because they sweet. I don't know. I mean,
these are the hard-hitting things we're doing on the Power Outs. The Thanksgiving celebration. Have a little.
I don't know.
Fun.
Maybe you don't want the carbs. I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe
the carbs.
I don't know. There's just something funky about it. I just never really got into the whole. I mean, I like my potatoes with a little.
It's got to be like a texture thing.
Maybe it is a texture thing. I don't know. I also don't like pumpkin pie very much, so maybe I'm just weird.
No, because I can't stand pumpkin pie.
And this time of year, it's got a pumpkin scent to it, and it's just sad because it's like you walk into the bathroom and they spray the pumpkin air freshener. I'm like, why do you buy this knowing that I hate it? Because that's what family does.
But that's why.
Torture. They torture you. See, my wife likes to send me messages about why I do wrestling too much, so she'll spray the bathroom full of pumpkin spice, and then I have to be in there. But that's neither here nor there. So Thanksgiving. We like to, I like to watch football. I've set a rule over the last couple of years because the Bears often play on Thanksgiving, and I have a no travel during Bears game axiom. I will not depart to a family function until the final bell has sounded or whistle in the end of the fourth quarter. I will travel during. I may not do that this year because the Chicago Bears franchise is literally publicly coming apart at the seams like I have never seen it before in my 40 plus years of fandom. I have never seen a dumpster fire quite this hot.
Dude, all I know is if they lose Thursday, it's a wrap. Hang it up.
Well, no, it's been a wrap, Red. It's wrapped up all along. I mean, not getting offensive linemen and any kind of secondary. We knew what this year was going to look like, and now the big axiom today is
no, because here again, and we kind of touched on it at work a little bit today. When you look, my motto for football, period, is any team can be beaten on any given Sunday.
How very Belichickian of you.
So to grasp the concept that if you paid attention to this season, every week there are not one, but there are multiple upsets. So
you're right. You're right.
I mean,
upsets.
They can just find themselves in a situation.
No, they won't find themselves.
Again, I'm not a Bears fan.
You want to know why they won't find themselves? The only people that are going to be upset are Bears fans. Do you remember that little play there at the end of the game where, I don't know, the only functioning receiver on the Ravens was running alone in the fourth quarter?
Yeah,
couldn't have been more open if he wanted to. I mean, that you can't. It's dysfunction at its highest level.
Trust me, I
don't trust you. You're Belichickian. You're a Bradian. You're an elitist.
But here's the thing.
I do scumbag football fan, and your entire fantasy football team can rot in hell for all I care.
I do know that in that situation, I use a prevent defense.
And you know what they say about prevent defenses, Red? They prevent you from winning. Well, the Bears didn't go to a prevent defense. They went to, we're not going to win this game defense. That's a special package that Nagy has.
Well, he might not be around after Thanksgiving.
No, that's what they said. And now the Bears can't even successfully fire a coach. We're not going to just fire him today. We're going to let him coach that game on Thanksgiving and fire him afterwards because, it's Thanksgiving. So
that's not like a big F you to the guy.
I mean, but you sound like you're sympathetic,
I'm sympathetic to the stupidity that if you're going to fire someone, say, you know what, we're going to fire him now. He's no longer coaching our team. We'll have anybody else do it. But no, we're going to let him fuck up one more game, pardon my French, and, just move on after that. That makes zero sense. But then a fire Nagy chant at a prep game on a Saturday makes little sense either. But that's
because that's his son's school.
Yeah, there's no room for that. That kid.
I mean, it's no room, but I mean, that's how upset Bears fans are, right?
Yeah, but I don't believe Matt Nagy's children ever called a bad play. Never called a bubble screen on a 4th and 1. So I feel like maybe the fire Nagy chant should be reserved for Soldier Field and just walking down the streets of Chicago.
Okay, I agree. I concur.
All right, so that's a little Thanksgiving and football talk for you here on the Power Hour. We play to all fields. I've had some people tell me we're boring, so we're trying to exercise our boring demons and do things in a very random way as other podcasts do.
Why? We're our own entity.
We are our own entity, but we've been called the power nap hour. Like we put people to sleep. I don't know if that's true, but we're going to try to spice things up a little bit. And spicy on Saturday night was Southland Championship Wrestling. There was a lot of spice.
Are we skipping Friday night?
We're not going to skip Friday night. We're going to circle the wagons back, but I want to,
I'm just wondering,
I want to talk a little bit because there's
our guest. I get it.
There's strange things afoot at SCW right now in a great many ways.
It is.
Well, there's a lot going on right now. Those of you that were in Shabance at the show, and we thank you for coming, saw Chris Ward in a spirited match that I've heard many say might have been the match of the night. Although Marche Rocket and JPH, that was something special too. But this is not the first time, Chris, you've tussled with Miles Mercer. Talk about your history and relationship with the Silky One.
With the Silky One.
I have respect for Miles Mercer. I remember watching him when he first came up. He and I kind of came in. I was a young broadcaster. He was a young wrestler. He was the king of the pre-show as opposed to the Kang of the whole damn show now. And I've watched this man go from a dark match participant to a guy that could compete in main events anywhere he works. So I've enjoyed watching the rise of Miles Mercer, and it's interesting you have history with him as well. So I find this to be an interesting subject.
I mean, do you want me to go? I don't even know how long I've known him. Yeah, it's got to be 7 years, maybe, more or less. I couldn't even tell you. I was already established at PCW at the time when he came in to start training. And then I don't know is that when you started, was with PCW?
I arrived with my first experience in pro wrestling at PCW in the fall and winter of 2014, right as PCW was coming to a close.
Okay, see, when you came in, I was already gone. Or I think, yeah, because as soon as I was out of the door, you were walking in.
I was there for the last 3 shows, October, November, and December, from the Nasty Boys all the way to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
No, I definitely left, I believe, either in February or in the spring. And then after PCW, like, I lost contact with a lot of those guys. And then it was at Crash Tested where a lot of those guys came over and finished training and working over there. And then when I came back to Crash Tested, that's when I ended up running into him. And we would practice and stuff like that, and I'd help him out with a couple things. And we never, up until recently, him and I never did anything. Not a tag match or just a single one-on-one. We've never, I don't know why. Well, I know why, but I just don't know like how that never happened. And then I was supposed to be in a tag match against Aaron Xavier and John Hudson, and I get the message saying that my partner had to do something. I don't know. He couldn't be there. So I'm scrambling, and I go to message the promoter, and he goes, "Oh no, you're tagging with some Mercer." I forgot I forgot what the promoter said, but it wasn't Miles. So I'm like, who? And like I go to, like, right after that conversation happened, he had posted the new graphic, and I seen that Miles was on it and he's in a tag match with me. And I'm like, oh, that, okay, I know who that is. And then I thought that was great. And then the triple threat happened. And
you guys had a lot of chemistry, I thought, in your tag team match, and I thought that was maybe the start of something impressive. Because
so did I, Steve.
You certainly have come back strong, and Miles Mercer has gone from wrestler to artist with the way he performs. That's the best way I can describe it. He works in that ring effortlessly. So I really like the combination. And then the triple threat happened. Kind of take us through that scenario.
That was a fun match. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a really fun match. I had a lot of fun. And I felt more relaxed and comfortable of like who I was in there with. So that just made it even more fun because then I could actually like be myself in some kind of weird way. And then as a thank you, he being Miles, you know, low blows me and just leaves me there.
Yes, it was then where I started to, I was at commentary going, well, Miles Mercer just did an action that one might require a consequence for down the road. At least that's the way I saw it. And it was up against Xavier and Hudson. And obviously Xavier and Hudson, they're evil gains evil now. They're the champions. They're the best in the sport tag team wise right now. But if you hearken back to an earlier time, Xavier and Hudson, along with Mercer and my partner here, C Red, they ran around together in a little group or clique called the ARC. Now, here in 2021, the ARC has been, they're there. I mean, they're always there. You know that they're, moments away from being anywhere, but they've been a little quiet, almost too quiet. And then we had that triple threat match in which you kind of got screwed over, and Evil Gains Evil kind of left. Hey, we don't want, they were not taking any responsibility for the action, but I certainly recognize the potential of what bad things could come. People, I've been around for a while, and I can recognize the writing on the wall. And that brings us to this past Saturday in Shabance, where, we came back from the Pearl Harbor job that Miles did on you. So now it's you and him, one-on-one, mano a mano, a man that had a hand in the teaching of a Miles Mercer once upon a time, maybe not a teacher per se, but someone who was there during his very formative years. And now he is no longer a student of the game. He is, let's call a spade a spade. He's a master. Miles Mercer moves in that ring unlike many other people. And now you have the tall order to raise your game to Miles Mercer's level, and then vice versa. Miles has got to raise his game to your level. And since you've been back as the squared circle psychopath, you've created your own havoc. I remember at the brewery show, you put VIP down in a very aggressive way. And I thought that man was going to be out. We haven't seen him in a while. You put him on the shelf, perhaps. So I thought it was a very combustible situation. Take us back through that match. What did it look like through your eyes?
Yeah, we went to war. That I couldn't move the next day. And if I felt that bad, I know he felt just as bad. And that's all I have to say about it. It was a war.
It was a very spirited match, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. After the match when he attacked me, I thought to myself, I should have hit him harder with the Psycho Driver. I really should have. And that would have put the end to all of it, but now I have to embarrass him.
Ooh. So this war, at least in your eyes, is not over. I mean, you did hit him with a Psycho Driver. We called it on commentary. You got the victory. But then after the match, as you were leaving the ring on your way back to celebrate a hard-earned victory over a very established adversary, there was some, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I think it begins with a C. and ends with the consequences.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Steve, if you thought Saturday was vicious, you haven't seen anything yet.
Well, I
promise
believe,
you.
but I worry. And I'm going to turn the floor over to Red here for a minute, since I know
you doing such a great job.
Well, no, I want to get your opinion. I mean, we're talking with Chris Ward, the squared circle psychopath here. Say that 10 times fast. I'm barely getting it out. I'm going to have to work on that really better before the next show. You're dealing with him, and he's fighting a man very close to you, and you may need to come get your boy.
Miles looked like he handled himself pretty well.
Well, he did. I mean, he took the loss, which, that's not easy for a man of Miles's character to deal with. Not easy for a man of your relation to deal with. Any loss is tough. But that retribution seemed a little unnecessary to me. I'd like you to comment on that. Why? What, knowing Miles like you do, what would be the purpose of attacking this man after a hard-earned victory in a very fair, spirited competition match? Is it just sour grapes?
Why are you asking me? I mean, me and Miles are close, yes, but was I there?
I mean, you were in the building.
I was in the building, but was I there?
You were not there, but you were in the building.
Okay, so why are you asking me, why did Miles do what he do?
Because Miles is not here.
If what you should do is now schedule a interview with Miles and ask Miles why he did what he did.
Okay, so I can see I'm getting the standard politician answer out of C-Red, which I half expected. So I'm going to go back to Chris, and Chris, it seems likely that you will be tussling with Miles again, whether it be in December at the big Christmas bash, or whether it be in 2022. Knowing what you know about Miles Mercer and C-Red, do you now have to watch your back? Because I kind of feel like if you read the tea leaves, and I don't want to stir the pot. I'm not an instigator. I'm just observing the details as they're presented.
Did he really say that?
We have Miles Mercer in a tag team match with Chris Ward, and he screws you over against Evil Gaines Neville, both former card-carrying members of the ARC. Then you have a match in which he punks you out literally after the match is over. And then you saw what Mr. Red did later in that night to give Evil Gaines Neville a victory when they were moments away from a huge loss, losing the titles. It seems to me that there might be some writing on the wall somewhere that a certain group might be circling some wagons. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading too much into nothing, but I feel like your safety, Chris, could be in question here. What do you think about that? Are you going to have to sleep with one eye open? I mean, next thing you know, you're getting ready to hit that psycho driver, and all of a sudden you feel something grab your foot. You look back, maybe it's C-Red.
Steve, you've seen what I did Saturday, right?
I did see what you did. You beat the hell out of a very gifted athlete.
You would be a complete idiot to even think about messing with me.
Ooh, now see, I like that. Expound upon that a little bit. Tell the world what you might do to a Miles Mercer and anybody else that intervened on his behalf. I think maybe those people that might need to hear it. Ready?
See, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh,
that's the dangerous part. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just know it's going to end very badly for him.
Very strong words. And you see,
and on top of that, if I did have a strategy, why would I say it?
Fair point. Got to keep your friends close and your enemies close and your friends closer, or however the old axiom was. That's very good on your part. Good sound strategy. I have another question in relation to wrestling in general. You were Christopher St. Michael, a name that has been in this business almost as long as I've been in it. And now you've made this shift to the squared circle psychopath, where your behavior is a little imbalanced sometimes. You're a little quick to turn into a violent, raging monster, which I get. Kind of take us through this shift in personality and the shift in character. I'd be interested to know what led you from there to here.
I don't want to go into like too much detail because it's very dark of how I came up with the new character. And
let's keep it on a level of storyline. We don't need to get into the seedy underbelly because that's not the kind of show we're doing here. I just am interested to know what made you choose to go down the psychopath road, because that's a lot to live up to. When you get introduced in the ring as the squared circle psychopath, you are giving everybody, you're saying that this guy is not to be trusted. This guy could come off the rails at any moment. An air of unpredictability. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm interested.
Take it for however you want. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. I'm letting you be in control of how you feel.
Are you really crazy? Have you gone around the bend?
I mean, I've been tested, but everything's come back negative.
You're in a war with Miles Mercer and potentially others, perhaps even people on this particular show. My question to you?
Oh,
no, not me. I don't fight. I don't fight. There, to my knowledge, there's really only one person that wants to beat me up, and we'll get to that in a minute. What is the goal of the squared circle psychopath, Chris Ward? Where do you see yourself going with this?
Up. Just going up.
We are about
what do you mean? What's the goal? What's everybody's goal when they get into wrestling? They want to be a heavyweight champion.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, looking at me, like, I'm not a heavyweight, but guys smaller than me have won the big one. So
interesting. 2022, we're at the end of the year. 2021 has been a revelation to many. 2022 is around in a little over a month and a half, where we start fresh. Everybody starts brand new in 2022, and that rhymed. Next year, when we're at the Thanksgiving episode of 2022, God willing, what would you like to have accomplished between now and then? Would you like to be taking on JPH to be the heavyweight champion? Because I believe you and JPH are not that different physically in stature. Or are you going to go after maybe James Creed, the real sharpshooter, Genesis title? Will you find a tag team partner and try to dethrone Evil Gaines Evil? I mean, there's a lot of gold opportunities at Southland Championship Wrestling. And fortunately, our promoter, our guy that makes the decisions, believes in opportunity. So you could find yourself with an opportunity very quickly, especially with a win in December. So what direction would you like to go? Is there a person you want to fight?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why that was one of the first companies I went back to, was because of the locker room. I mean, the entire locker room is talented from top to bottom. And if I'm being honest, I would love to face James Creed again. That was fun. JPH and I think that'd be something.
Be careful. That's a little lofty right now, because after what JPH did Saturday night in Shabance, going into that ring after getting kicked in the head at the beginning of the show, to take Marshe Rockett to the limit and beat him, to me, that is JPH leveling up. He's been a great champion. I mean, he beat Max Holiday to be champion. That's yeoman's work under itself. I'm not saying that JPH, is not a good champion. He fights every month, hard as hell, and the fans love him. But he beat Marshe Rockett. He beat a soul toucher. He beat a man that's on NWA Power weekly. A man that has been champion everywhere. JPH leveled up. And he beat Marshe.
Oh, absolutely.
He beat him straight up. Why you
I
yelling?
faced Marshe once and I lost. So, and Marshe's a tough guy, man. I'm not.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm giving Marshe the props, man. He's the measuring stick. But when you beat the measuring stick going away, doesn't that make you the measuring stick? Is what I'm saying.
No, absolutely it does. Absolutely.
Red, why are you shaking your head, man? He beat your boy, and he beat him flat out, straight up.
So right now,
JPH whipped his ass.
If we cut on NWA Power,
We could.
We'll see JPH.
No, we'll see Marshe.
Right. Oh, okay. And who's known worldwide?
Marshe Rockett.
Oh, okay. So every dog gets lucky and gets a bone once in there.
So now you're calling our heavyweight champion a dog.
I think he's calling him lucky.
Oh, you're calling him lucky, a lucky dog. Well, that's okay. I'm sure JPH will enjoy that. That was one of the magic moments Saturday night. The return of DeCobra, I thought, was a pretty amazing thing. I hadn't seen the man fight in a long time. Red, he looked like he had never left. What were your thoughts on the return of Cobra?
Did he leave?
He was gone for a minute.
I mean, again, you got to remember we've been in a pandemic. I mean,
well, I'm just saying I joined SCW in April.
And I get that, but again, so you got to understand that different people looked at different things differently, and I'm not speaking for Cobra at all.
I thought he looked terrific,
even though he's been under the red umbrella before, but that's neither here nor there.
I thought he looked terrific.
He looked wonderful. Again, he
fought hard.
He's in shape. Still has that fire. And again, I know he has been working. Again, as you said, the promoter of SCW gives people opportunities. And again, he granted him opportunity to come back, and he did. And I think the showing that he put on was well worth it. Nobody was disappointed.
Nope. James Creed had to go through hell in a handcart to eke out a victory. And then let's get to the elephant in the room.
What elephant?
Chris, you were there. You got a chance to hear about it. You were in the thick, you're in the locker room when these things are going down in the ring, of course. We had the title match, the tag team title match. We had Evil Gaines and Evil with their manager, the Angel, the Goddess of Gains. They were out. And unfortunately, Marco Anthony was unavailable Saturday night. So Hunter Payne had to find another partner. So Red and Hunter come out, and the Irish Car Bomb, Sean Mulligan, volunteers his services like a gentleman Irishman that he is, putting bygones to bygones with the wars that he and Hunter Payne have had over the years. And it was a fairly spirited match, back and forth. And it got to the point where it looked like this new formation of Elite Pain featuring the Car Bomb might get the gold back. A few seconds away from it, in fact. Then all of a sudden, the president comes out. And right after the president arrives, after having been out earlier, admonishing the officiating, which was needed, and I thought that was very well done, distracts Elite Pain featuring the Irish Car Bomb, and all of a sudden their manager, C Red, who was dressed in one of the nicest suits. When you look at the pictures online, when you see Terry Allen and C Red standing back to back, those are two of the nicest. Those suits cost more than my car. Those are some nice suits. You look great, but you did the deed. You did the dirty. You sold your tag team out like no manager should ever do. Chris Ward wants to know. Steve Arrett wants to know. The people watching the Power Hour want to know, why, C-Red? Why?
Why what?
Why did you turn on your tag team?
Did I turn? Did I?
You did.
Okay, so you've got a few questions. I'm going to give you a few answers. What did
are these going to be real answers, Red, or are these going to be more
what did the president say when he came out?
He said that he was holding everybody to a Windy City accountability, and there was going to be an air of Windy City violence. He used those words.
But what words did he use when he came out? Not when he made his statement earlier, talking about in this particular match.
Refresh our memory.
He said 2 words, and you've said them constantly, but
the floor is yours. What did he say? What were his 2 words?
Windy City.
Yeah.
Now, I tried to bring this up earlier, but you kind of said we'll come back to it.
We will come back to it.
But you were there Friday.
I was there Friday. You wouldn't know I was there on Friday from the pictures that Red posted today, but I was there.
You saw the family
brotherhood
of the, not just the brotherhood.
There's a lot of brotherhood,
but the alumni.
I saw the alumni,
right?
In larger numbers than even at DWA the weekend before.
So you saw that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody saw it.
There was probably more of us than the locker room of CSW.
No doubt.
So now let me ask you this. Who was there Friday and Saturday?
TA.
Who also was there Friday and Saturday?
C-Red.
Who was not there Friday?
Hunter Payne.
So you have to sit and understand. Hunter Payne rides on the train that Windy City is dead.
Chris Ward, do you see where he's going with this?
It's done.
Not my business.
But
it was a hit.
If it was
a hit
for Windy City, there would be no Hunter Payne.
It was a hit. You were a hit man.
You can call it whatever you want.
Wow. C-Red is now the cooler, the problem solver for the president. Is that what your new role is now at SCW? The problem solver for the president? It's interesting. You know who else? Windy City was there both Friday and Saturday. Marche Rocket. What does that mean?
No comment.
Interesting times at SCW. And of course, late in the evening, after all was said and done, as we're wrapping up commentary, I get a little person in my ear saying, "Hey, Steve, did you see Pow's promo?" And I said, who? They said, POW Entertainment. Did you see the promo? And I'm like, did they cut a promo? And then I started thinking about, wait a minute, they were supposed to be here. And they're not here. They weren't there at all. And I'm looking around going, they cut a promo? So I was showed the footage of the promo. And, promo school is good to some, but not so good to others. And it was weak, like as weak as you would ever see. And I felt the need to retort. And I can tell you, I got put in a trunk this year by Paragon. I have been hated by many over the years. I have never gotten the kind of verbal threats that I have received this week since saying what I said after the show was over on Saturday. And Jimmy Blaze wants to punch me in the face and says, I'm going to beat your chin off and all these sorts of things. And they're saying all sorts of, and they're playing the victim, which I find is interesting. We didn't start this. And see Red, they didn't start this. You were at Steam Hollow. They kind of started it on you. I seem to remember Scott Spade under the POW umbrella doing you dirty at Steam Hollow.
It just wasn't him.
It was more. And then SCW responded emphatically and went to their building and whipped their ass and snapped the pencil neck guy that wears the neck brace. What's his name? He wears tight Caucasian man jeans that hug the ass, and I don't even know his name. I forget it. He's got nice shoes though. Shoes are excellent. I really enjoy the shoes. Beat him up, beat down everybody, and they say it's our fault. I think, when you respond to a threat, is that you starting it?
Y'all can go back and forth with this war.
It's not a war. I mean, it would have to be, you have to have two.
All I know, if you thought what happened to me was okay, understand. You know my motto, Steve.
I do.
All the boys and girls, you know the words to the song?
Sing along. For those in the back.
For every action, there's a reaction. But there damn sure is a fucking consequence.
Chris Ward, there are those letters again. Watch your back, son.
So, again, as I was told by a wise man, real bad boys move in silence. So, y'all can keep cutting promos and yelling at microphones, and just know, real bad boys move in silence.
Well, there you go. And that is SCW Saturday night, SCW Saturday Night in a Wrap. And it was quite a show. And we're back in action December 18th. It is the Christmas Bash. It'll be very exciting. Match details will come soon. We'll see if Chris Ward gets another shot at Miles Mercer, and will Miles Mercer be alone? Anything's possible in December at SCW. And C-Red alluded to this a few moments ago. Friday night was the season finale of Chicago Style Wrestling in Franklin Park, and it was the induction of Ripper Manson into the Hall of Fame. Red, you hadn't been to a CSW show in a minute, and I know that is a sore subject for you that we endeavor to rectify in 2022. But you came, like you said you would, to witness everything, and you stayed for the whole show.
I did.
See, Red, I value your opinion more than most. What did you think of Chicago Style Wrestling 2021. What did you think of the season finale?
It sucked.
Not what I expected.
No. Okay.
Not what I expected at all.
So you want me to be honest?
I do.
And I'm assuming you want me to be honest.
Well, I would not like you to lie unless you're going to say hurtful things about me. Then please lie.
No, I'm going to shoot. No. So I was very apprehensive. Walking into a building from the moment I walked in. And there are little to no faces, like literally a handful of people that I recognize. Like this whole locker room is completely different. So then we fast forward, started the show. You come out, I guess trying to get a cheap pop for me. I don't know.
What? Come on, man. You got to say Steve comes out and gets that crowd fired up because he's
but you
on the mic.
But you didn't have to, try to get the crowd to pop for me. I
got the crowd to pop for you. They stood up for you. And I wasn't in a photo op.
You did. But from the first match to especially the main event, if anybody walked out at any part of that show, they were a fool. I have never seen young people as hungry as I've seen in SCW. Everybody went out there and they really acted like it was the season finale. They left everything on the line. The match outside again of the main event that kind of made me go, wow. The tag match with that should have been for the titles, but it wasn't. CNC Destruction versus
Mateo and Joey. Glamorous and yummy.
So now here's the thing. I've seen Mateo, but I've never watched them work. And I'm trying to be PC. And my
is this Mateo Valentine you're talking about?
Yes.
Can I just really quick?
Yeah.
His promo work. He just did a promo for coincidentally POW.
Don't say that word here. We don't say that word here. That's entertainment. We're a wrestling show.
I get one. Well, he just did that promo, and I honestly couldn't get enough. Like whatever he is, I don't know who's working with the kid, but keep it going.
Yeah, but have you ever seen somebody that can cut a great promo and their ring work sucks? Because we always see the latter part or the flip side where somebody's ring work is awesome and they get the stick and they suck.
Yes.
So I just knew this was going to be the flip side.
And you're like me, you haven't seen this kid work ever, right?
Not until Friday. And when I saw him work, oh my God. So one of the best moves that the GM made in 2021 was hiring this kid and giving this kid an opportunity.
who else was in the tag match?
It was
I haven't
Chris
seen
Miller and
anything.
Cody James, CNC Destruction. They're the champions versus Mateo Valentine and one of his BFFs, the dad bod demigod, Joey Mayberry.
Okay, I'm not familiar with him.
And they go by the tag team name Glamorous and Yummy. Gay. Glamorous and Yummy.
Okay, I dig it. Wasn't Jack Moody?
So yes, it was supposed to be Jack Moody, but Jack Moody
had a family emergency.
Yep. Right, had a family emergency, so couldn't be at the show.
We love you, Jack, wherever you are.
Oh, and here's the thing. Yes, Jack, our prayers and thoughts are with you, especially
one of my favorite men in this business
during this holiday. I was wondering how that was going to pull off, knowing that I was expecting one thing and then finding out Jack wasn't going to be there. So now I'm wondering, how's this going to play out? But again, it wasn't about the dead bod, whatever. He's a good worker. For me, Mateo popped me that night.
You know why Mateo's so good? You know what makes him so exceptional in the ring? And it's not his theater background. It's not the fact that he knows how to tell stories as good as anyone I've ever worked with. And it's not the fact that he is a natural on the mic. He is fearless. He is absolutely fearless. He doesn't care what he does to his body. He doesn't care what is said. He has no fear. And that makes him great because he will do what he wants when he wants to do it and will not listen or care about what goes on around him. And I find that very empowering, which is what makes him so good, which is what is easy to put him in situations where he'll thrive because he'll do whatever is asked of him and do it well.
Well, I was thoroughly impressed. Other things that stood out.
How about Megan Bain?
So I was about to get to her. First of all, she is gorgeous.
She's gigantic. She looks like she'd come down.
She's gigantic, but she's gorgeous.
She looks like she'd come down from Mount Olympus.
So when she arrived at the building, I was there and she introduced herself. And I was just like, and you're gonna wrestle? Like, shouldn't you be on the cover of somebody's magazine or walking down somebody's runway or standing on Hollywood Boulevard letting paparazzi snap pictures of you? Like, and then I watched her match, a handicap match.
Triple threat match.
It was a triple threat, but it wasn't really a triple threat when she was handling both of her opponents like it was a handicap match. I mean, I've never seen her work, but yet she made a fan out of me that night. The Evil Sky CJ match.
Evil Sierra.
Evil Sierra. I'm sorry. Evil Sierra.
Our Sky is good. We have a bright
yeah. But that was hard on CJ. I'm sure. To do what he did to a woman, evil or not.
She's favorite. She's a tough kick.
Yeah, she is. My fun match of the night: Steve Boz versus Acid Jazz.
He Swiss missed Ripper.
Yeah, but he was.
You got to come get your boy.
He was. Why are you asking me?
Got to come get your boy.
Why are you asking me?
Because I feel like it's good for business.
And it's no longer. And why are we? Why am I even talking to you? You aren't even a GM anymore.
But I might be better. I might be
something. So who's the GM?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Not until January 21st, 2022, will we know what happens next with CSW. And it was the season finale, Chris Ward. And I'll tell you, we had 5 ladies that are some of the best in the world, all of them fresh off of AEW Dark at one time or another. Marche Rocket, NWA Power. So we had people on this card that have been all over your television lately. That's what made the evening so special. And everybody worked their ass off. The induction of Ripper Manson, inducted by Two Fingers, was
Vito. Say it with me.
Vito
Two Fingers Fontaine.
I know Vito. I know this.
But you keep saying Two Fingers.
I like Two Fingers. I'm mad at Two Fingers because he beat me up with a chicken one time.
But like, you know, like you're running buddies with him. You know, you're like Two Fingers. It's Two Fingers. No, put some respect on Vito.
When you get beat by a chicken, you could call him Two Fingers.
You know, no. And I've been beat by the chicken. So
you get beat by the chicken like I got beat by the chicken.
Man, okay. So since you want to go there.
Here we are.
Funny
story. A chicken tail. It's turkey time. We don't need chicken stories.
I'm just saying.
Here's the funny part.
I just broke into the business. So I hadn't even been in the business probably 6 months. No, probably longer. But I'm managing my guys. And
Soul Touches. Jazz Marche.
The Cure.
Oh.
The Cure.
The Soul Touchers coming to CSW 2022. Stay tuned.
So it was Damian Dunn versus Vito Two Fingers Fontaine in Morton Grove at an outside show. And I didn't think nothing about it. Again, not paying attention. And was young in the business, so I really didn't try to interject myself into the match. Just trying to keep my guy head on straight. And at some point, my guy kicks the chicken outside the ring. And this land on the ground.
And you were hungry.
Him and Vito started fighting.
You were hungry. You wanted that chicken.
No, I didn't want that chicken.
Because
and I'm not paying attention.
I've seen you eat chicken before.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. It was
twice,
fried,
and then I wore it twice.
It fried. Hey, I can get. Hey, that's what you do best. And I'm attending to my man, and not realizing that the chicken landed behind me.
You were tending to your man, but thinking about the chicken.
And Vito comes up and grabs the chicken. And when I say he starts wailing on me with a rubber chicken.
Rubber chicken
I don't care how many
rubber chicken
I had on a dress coat, a vest, a dress shirt. I had whelps on my back.
It's
from that chicken.
Worse than a kendo stick. I've been beat with a kendo stick. I've been beat with a rubber chicken. Either the person that was wielding the kendo stick didn't do it right, but the chicken hurt more.
Chicken hurts way more.
Yeah, I've witnessed a hardcore match where the chicken was over more than a chair shot. It was him and Butcher at a PCW show. I think that was Vito Two Fingers last match.
Yeah, it was. I was there.
Small world, PCW.
So, but again, there used to be a long time standing thing that friends don't let other friends go to PCW.
Funny, I know that now. You tell me now in 2021.
But I went to PCW. I thought PCW was a good product. They had a good niche. They had
great commentary. Band. Great commentary.
Dude, you were only there for 3 shows.
It was great commentary. Shows, man. Stellar.
And you know, The funny part is I become friends with most of the locker room.
Can you
So
feel it? Can you
I
feel it?
mean, I think, and
Looking at you, Rion Skills.
here's my little rant for the night.
Here we go. Now you're doing the little rant.
Yeah, and then we'll move on. That's the problem with Chicago, the Chicago indie scene. We all want. I look at it like gangs. The gangs here in the city of Chicago. Everybody wants their turf, but you really don't own it. It's the city. It belongs to the city. It belongs to the people and the taxpayers. Just like indie wrestlers, we work for the fans. So the fans can go to whatever company they choose to. Again, it's rare if you find a fan that says, I'm strictly for this company and I will go nowhere else. You have those. You have a handful of those. But the majority of people, they go to all different types of shows.
They go to wrestling shows, not entertainment shows.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Don't cut me off.
I wasn't cutting you off.
So I think that's the problem. If we can, I saw a promoter, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I saw another promoter or same promoter go on his Facebook page, and he advertised 2 shows upcoming that wasn't his for 2 other companies.
We love you, Kevin.
No, it wasn't him.
We love you, Bill.
Wasn't him.
But they do.
And it blew my mind that we can't do this here in our own backyard when we've got all this talent. And again, my thing is, guess what? We can put more eyes on the product and bring the people back out and let them know that it is safe to come back out and have a good time. And again, guess what? You might not like SCW, or you might not like CSW, but you
hell
might.
You say
You might not like Chicagoland, but you will. But again, people have to stop playing this. It's my turf. It's my fans. The fans don't belong to us. We're not God. We're not God.
Well, you might be. I've heard people say.
No. So let's let the fans be fans, and let's just get along and put out great product. We should be known in this city and in this state for putting out the best product in the damn nation. That's it.
C-Red, strong words. Chris, do you agree with C-Red?
Yeah, I'm actually speechless. I didn't know Red had that in him.
You'd be surprised after a year and a half with this man that he's got clarity is something that he has.
No, he's absolutely right. And I've actually, when I wrestled up in Minnesota for a year, the promoters up there would actually promote other shows. And I seen like a camaraderie, like it was really weird. And I didn't understand it at the time because I was used to the politics of, oh, if you work for company X, you can't go over to Y or whatever. And I've even had it happen to me. But in Minnesota, it's completely different, or at least it was. I don't know if anything changed, but yeah, the promoters would help each other out.
It's a strange time, it's a great time because the wrestling fans have a lot of options. But C-Red is right. There should be a certain amount of working together that goes into this, because the better everybody is and the more communicative everybody is, the better the product will be. We'll see if 2022, maybe we get our acts together. What do you think, Red? Is there still hope?
There's always hope. again, people just have to, again, this, and we talk about it, the ego, you know, we all have egos, and that's fine. But at some point, you got to check it and realize,
Unless it's Berwyn, then you can have all the ego you want because he's there.
Well, that's where ego is. So,
this has been a great episode because I've enjoyed all the points made here. And I still can't help but think that at some point, C-Red is going to end up in the crosshairs of the square and circle psychopath. May not be tonight, may not be in December, may not be in January, but Red just can't help himself sometimes. So, Chris Ward, I stress to you, you should probably keep your eyes in the back of your head and your head on a swivel, because the more you tangle with Miles Mercer, the more consequences will surround you, so to speak.
And if Red wants to get involved, that's on Red.
They two grown men. They can handle their issues. But this Sunday,
we got a little show in Hobart. It's the Thanksgiving holiday tradition. Crash Tested Wrestling presents Crash Givings. C-Red is going to try to kill a man.
Yes, I am.
And then he's going to try to kill the CEO.
Who's going to try to kill the CEO?
You.
Nick.
You're mad. You're mad.
Here's the thing.
Consequences.
We had
I said consequences.
Did we not have this conversation last week on this same show?
It doesn't matter what you say. I know you.
Me.
Once you taste that blood of rage, you're going to get out of control. There'll be consequences everywhere.
The CEO has explained himself, so I'm going to take his word. He is not part of high society. He is not collusion. He is not in bed with is he the Don, the King? What is he this week? I don't know.
This week he was talking about some sort of ancestry.com thing. He's all over the place. Cameron, okay. What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Okay, so whatever he is this week, so he's not in bed with him. So I'm going to take his word. And as you have been alluding to all night, he will not be in my crosshair Sunday.
But he may see the consequences.
Sunday. Well,
it's kind of like seeing the pips.
He's going to be there, right?
He is.
So he is going to see for the actions of rage. There are my reactions, and therefore rage will suffer the consequences.
Oh God, it's as if it's written on the wall, for God's sake. Also, Marche Rocket tussles with Nick Brubaker one more time, as it's Brubaker Rocket 2 Electric Boogaloo. No, it's not.
Can I just say, you know how much Marche means to me.
I do.
I don't see Marche walking out.
Brubaker is a different kind of cat. That much.
No. You were there Friday.
I was.
You were there Friday.
I was there Friday.
I've never seen a man take the beating he took and give a beating, but smile the entire freaking time. I mean, first of all, and we kind of joked about it on social media Friday night into Saturday.
Yeah.
We both had thumbtacks stuck in our shoes.
We did.
Yet I watched Brubaker pour out the thumbtacks in the ring. Right?
Yep.
And at some point, he landed on the thumbtacks. And you would think somebody would scream and yell in agony and pain. and he stood up and freaking smiled with a bag full of thumbtacks.
37 thumbtacks were removed from the back of Brubaker.
So this isn't hardcore.
A lot of thumbtacks.
This isn't a non-sanctioned, all hell, or whatever you want to call it, man. This is just Marche, the champ, versus Nick Brubaker for the second time for the title.
It is.
And I can honestly say I'm scared.
Should be a hell of a matchup. Anything could happen at Crash Tested Wrestling, and usually does. You've got Turtle Thunder taking on CNC Destruction, which should be a very engaging match as High Society continues to run rampant.
Hey, Chris, if you like turtle soup, come to the show.
Maybe Turtle will challenge you.
There'll be turtle soup afterwards being served.
Turtle might challenge you. He's challenged Ivan Manson and Brubaker already. Maybe he challenges
right.
you.
Yeah, if you show up, he probably will.
Turtle challenging this week is the question.
He's challenging the world, you know.
Challenging the world. We also have the finals for the Chasing Destiny title. 4 men. Sanji, Kripke, Diamond. Who's the 4th one?
I don't know. I ain't in it, damn it. And I should be.
There's a 4th. I forget. Anyway, come to Crash Tested. There's a 4th one. My memory escapes me. Boy, Jen is going to give me shit over this for sure. And maybe someday we'll see the Psychopath in Crash Tested. Wouldn't that be a hoot?
That'd be a throwback.
Well, we always like a throwback. Throwbacks, that's what everybody loves. Everything old is new again. Everything old is new again. Also this weekend,
never say never.
C-Red gets his ass kicked in fantasy football as Team Dammit beats up C-Red's Soul Touches.
Really?
You like fantasy football? Chris Ward, do you like fantasy football?
Yeah, actually, I'm losing my ass right now currently.
So Steve, what's the record?
You're 6-5. I'm 5-6. I will win this weekend, but I score more points than you, so I will be ahead of you, as God meant it to be.
But who's winning in the matchups?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Here's the funny part.
Oh.
I'm going to get you. Your veiled threats mean nothing to me, sir.
Just know your downfall starts Thursday.
My downfall might start Thursday. You're right. You got DeAndre Swift, and that's not going to be good for me.
And I mean, you are plus you're a Bears fan. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough Thanksgiving for us Bears fans.
Sorry.
Let me ask you this, guys, before we get out of here for the evening, and we want to thank the Squared Circle Psychopath, Chris Ward, for being on the Power Hour tonight, having some Thanksgiving fun and hijinks with us. It's always good to talk to a man I have known a long time, as has C-Red. Do you guys check out films? I mean, a lot of people, sometimes over the holiday weekend will go into a movie theater, catch a film. It's a tradition to some. And now movie theaters are open again, and people are going back to the theaters. Is that something either of you guys do?
Go to the theater.
Yeah, the movie theater.
That?
Not really.
What's that?
It's still fun going to the movie theater.
Dude, first of all, and I can't even show you my new baby. She just got here. But so I have the Z Fold. So if you know how big that screen is. So even if I'm sitting at my dining room table, I have a big enough screen on my phone to watch whatever. I stream everything. Now, I will admit, and I know where you're going with this.
I'm just saying.
So it's been a minute since I've been to the theater.
I think you should go this weekend.
So the only thing that I was going to the theater was going to see Spider-Man.
That's in December, so right around Christmas when we have.
That's around my birthday.
I'll take you to Spider-Man with us. I'll buy your ticket. Maybe even some popcorn.
I hope to be busy, dude. Please. But so I saw the trailer for Ghostbusters. When it first hit, and I kept saying I want to go. But then it got closer, and I kind of forgot about it. And then
now it's here.
Now it's here.
And it's a holiday weekend.
And I know so many people that have went to actually go see this.
Shogun Chris Logan being one of them.
Dude, he was like, wasn't he the first one in line?
In a proton pack. Shogun Chris Logan in a proton pack.
So based on a lot of people, and not too many people's judgments, because I don't trust people's judgments in movies, because sometimes people overanalyze things.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they'll be the ones, oh, it sucked because of this reason. I'm like, I go to movies to escape.
Yes.
So I'm not, your opinion, because we've all done that. Somebody says, don't watch that movie. And then that makes you hesitant. But then later on, you watch the movie and you like, they were fucking wrong as shit. Like, that movie was great. So I do plan on going to see Ghostbusters. I take it you've seen it, Steve.
Let me ask you guys a question. And this is to Chris and to C-Red. Did you guys see the original Ghostbusters film?
Of course.
Of course.
Did you see the second Ghostbusters film that came out in 89?
Yes.
Steve.
Of course. Again.
Steve.
Yeah.
How many times have we talked that we are from the same era, the same generation? We have, our lives have intertwined.
I am going to tell you this. This is the best way I can describe my experience at Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I took my family, my wife, my oldest son, and my young guy. And they've all seen the Ghostbusters at one time or another. But neither of all three of them were back in 1984 as a 14-year-old kid taken to the movies by his mom to see it on the big screen the first time. And there are movies that are great, and there are movies that are timeless. And we think about the timeless movies, Jaws, Star Wars, the timeless films. Those movies have been with me my entire life since I was 14 years old. Star Wars since I was 7. Now, you remember a few years ago, they brought Star Wars back with The Force Awakens. Remember that? Now, I don't know if you guys are Star Wars fans.
I mean, I'll watch it.
But when The Force Awakens came out, people were already poo-pooing what they were trying to do and blah, 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 blah. But for the 7-year-old Steve that had been waiting for life after Return of the Jedi his whole life, I had an amazing experience at that movie. They were making that movie for me as fan service to me because I've been there since jump. When I saw Ghostbusters with my family, they walked out of the theater. It was all right. It was pretty good. It was okay. I cried like a weeping child at the end of this film. Now, spoiler alert from Force Awakens. When Han Solo dies, I was a wreck. I died inside when that happened. And I cried.
Why? Because his son killed him?
Yeah, I cried like a child. I felt like a family member died. That was one of the toughest moments I've ever had in a film. Oh, I cried, and I haven't cried since in a movie until I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife. The last 15 minutes of that film will make you emotional if you love Ghostbusters. So I hesitate to say read the reviews because I don't think you should believe them. If you are a lifetime fan of these characters and what they've meant to you over your lifetime, this movie is for you. It was made for you, because from the opening sequence until the last frame of the second post-credit scene, everything was a reference, an homage, something to the first two. So to both of you, and you, Mr. Ward, with children and a wife, take those people to see that movie. You will not regret it. And see Red, as cynical and bitter as you can be in a holiday season, go to that movie. I will go with you. I volunteer. Because if you don't walk out of there going like this, then you're not the man I thought you were. It is a fantastic film, a splendid.
First of all, it's not hard for me to cry over a movie again. So, I mean, I'll
just say that. I just say this. So, the little girl with the glasses that you see in the trailers, she was fantastic. And you will see for reasons why. What a lovely film. Gentlemen, thank you tonight for joining us on the Thanksgiving episode of the Power Hour. Chris Ward, I say caution going forward, because that C word, and I don't mean see red, is now out there in the world. The consequences. You don't get Gladys Knight without a pip or two. And you don't get Miles Mercer without the consequences. Watch your six, son.
Consequences?
I'm just saying.
He's got consequences, not me. If anybody has to have eyes in the back of their head, it's him, not me.
Tales older than time, Chris Ward. Tales older than time.
Maybe it's supposed to last forever. I don't know.
Nothing lasts forever. All good things come to an end, just like this episode of the Power Hour. On behalf of the Squared Circle Psychopath, Chris Ward, on behalf of the urban sensation, the dirtiest player in the game, C-Red, and myself, Steve, we would all like to wish you and your families the happiest of Thanksgivings and a joyous holiday season. We will see you next week on the Power Hour, where our guest is Gunner Brave, and we will discuss Rocket Pro Wrestling Christmas Chaos. Happy Thanksgiving, you all, except to Jimmy Blaze, you son of a bitch. We'll see you next time on the Power Hour. Good night, everybody.